The story of Venezuela and the United States is complex, intertwined with oil, politics, and the rise of drug cartels. In the early 20th century, Venezuela became a major oil producer, attracting significant investment from American companies. This influx of wealth, however, created an environment ripe for corruption and inequality. As the oil industry boomed, so did the influence of powerful figures, both within Venezuela and connected to American interests. The mid-20th century saw a series of political upheavals in Venezuela. Military dictatorships and periods of democratic rule struggled to manage the nation's vast oil wealth and address the growing social disparities. This instability created a vacuum that would later be exploited by drug cartels. In the late 20th century, as drug trafficking from South America to the United States intensified, Venezuela became a key transit point. The country's porous borders, weak institutions, and endemic corruption made it an ideal location for cartels to operate. Allegations of government complicity in drug trafficking became increasingly common. The cartels, with their vast financial resources, were able to infiltrate various levels of the Venezuelan state, further destabilizing the country. The rise of Hugo Chavez and the Bolivarian Revolution brought about significant changes in Venezuela's relationship with the United States. While Chavez challenged American hegemony, the country's economic reliance on oil and its internal problems persisted. The power vacuum created by the failing state allowed cartels to flourish even further. The United States, as the primary consumer of these drugs, has also played a role in this dynamic. American drug policy, demand, and efforts to combat trafficking have all had significant impacts on the situation in Venezuela. Today, Venezuela continues to grapple with the legacy of these intertwined histories. The country faces profound economic, political, and social challenges, exacerbated by the presence of powerful drug cartels and the ongoing tensions with the United States. Understanding the complex history of Venezuela and its relationship with the United States, particularly regarding the rise of drug cartels, is crucial for addressing the challenges facing the region today. The teacher asked how Venezuela could overcome its current crisis, and what role international organizations should play. Student 1 responded that economic reform is key, but without addressing corruption, it won't succeed, and that Venezuela needs a complete overhaul of its political system. Student 2 said that international support is essential, but it should be handled carefully to respect Venezuela's sovereignty, noting it is a delicate Venezuela, a nation rich in resources but plagued by corruption and political instability. Its strategic location has made it a key player in a dangerous game, drug trafficking. General Rodriguez, a figure of authority, is meeting with Elias, a notorious cartel leader. A clandestine agreement is about to be made. The president's orders are clear. Facilitate the movement. No interference, General Rodriguez said sternly. The route is secured, then? We can move the product north without issue? Elias asked, cautiously. Consider it done, but remember our arrangement. The percentage, General Rodriguez replied, demanding his cut of the profits. Under the protection of corrupt officials, tons of cocaine flow through Venezuela, destined for the streets of America. The Venezuelan government, at its highest levels, is complicit. The president of Venezuela publicly denies any involvement in drug trafficking, painting a picture of a nation fighting against criminal elements. We are committed to combating drug trafficking with all our resources. These accusations are nothing more than imperialist propaganda, the president of Venezuela declared, defiant. He said, vehemently denying the accusations. Meanwhile, in the United States, the DEA is gathering evidence, piecing together the puzzle of Venezuelan state-sponsored drug trafficking. The flow is undeniable. We're talking tons of cocaine entering the U.S., facilitated by the Venezuelan government. We need to cut off the supply at its source, Agent Washington said, frustrated. Agent Washington said, determined to stop the flow of drugs, but as the DEA closes in, the stakes get higher, and the alliance between the general and the cartel becomes increasingly fragile. The Americans are tightening the noose. We need assurances, General. Can you guarantee our safety? Elias said, worried. The president has reaffirmed his support. Stay the course and all will be well, General Rodriguez replied, reassuringly. He said, trying to project confidence. The reality is clear. The Venezuelan government's support of drug cartels is a grave threat, fueling addiction and violence both within its borders and beyond. The world must acknowledge this complicity and act to stop it. We have enough to go public and demand international sanctions. This cannot continue unchecked, the international investigator said, determined. The risk is high. The Venezuelan government won't take this lightly, the official replied, anxious. In the shadows, international efforts to disrupt the trade intensify. This is it. Once this shipment moves, we'll have the evidence we need, Agent Marine said, confident. As the world watches, a delicate balance teeters. The USA government is now fighting the cartel from Venezuela with all the power in their disposal. We're coordinating with our allies in the region. The intel we've gathered should help us strike precisely where the cartel is most vulnerable. General, our assets in Venezuela report movement near the border. We expect another shipment could be crossing within the hour. Deploy the rapid response team. Let's make sure we intercept. This is a critical juncture. Our objective is to destabilize the cartel's financial operations. Cut off their resources and their power will dwindle. We've pinpointed several key locations. If we hit them strategically, it could cause significant disruptions. There's a high risk factor, but the potential reward justifies the operation. Are we a go? Proceed with all precautions. This could turn the tide in our favor. We are in position, awaiting the signal to engage, eyes on the target. Everything is quiet, no signs of detection. On the mark, gentlemen. Let's remind them we're here to make a difference. Compound in sight. Confirmed multiple targets moving inside. Hold your positions. We wait for the signal. The convoy has begun moving. All units remain on alert until the package is secured. All systems green. This is what we trained for, gentlemen. Right. Once we go in, follow the plan precisely. I've got a clear shot on guard stations. 3, 2, hold fire. We need maximum surprise on the first move. Wait for my mark. As the dark jungle becomes a battlefield, the world holds its breath. The fight for control of the shadows has only just begun. Status report. How did the operation fare overnight? We've secured the area, General. Minimal casualties on our side, but significant disruption of cartel operations. Early reports indicate the cartel's communication networks are down. This didn't just hurt them, it crippled them. Excellent work, team. Let's continue to monitor the situation and ensure they don't bounce back quickly. This is a major milestone for us. The commencement of a safer environment. It's a message to them. We're not backing down until peace is restored. With a vigilant eye in the sky and boots on the ground, peace finds its dawn, even in the darkest of shadows. Agent Smith, how do you feel about the progress we've made? We've hit them hard, but we must remain vigilant. They've been resilient in the past. True, but this time we have the upper hand. Let's leverage this advantage. The next phase will require even more precision. We can't afford to slip up now. Agreed. Keep your team ready. We'll need them to maintain this momentum. In the shadows of preparation, hope and determination are forged into the tools of freedom.